Overnight, there's been a meeting with the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. There's a new travel ban announced yesterday, an escalating war of words with Elon Musk, which we'll come to in a second. But significantly, he and Chinese President Xi Jinping have just had a 90-minute phone call, the first since the trade war broke out. Stephen Hoadley is a political scientist with us to break down the developments. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Ryan.
Good to have you on the show. I think the most significant is the call between Xi and Trump, just given the economic implications of it. Good that they're at least talking post-war?
Two largest economies in the world, yes, they've got to talk. There's so many issues to be sorted out. A phone call is not going to do it, but it's a good start.
What do you think prompted it? Because there's been a lot of talk from American manufacturers in the last couple of days about the rare earth minerals that China has and how that's affecting their ability to produce cars.
Absolutely. You know, the United States needs China. China needs the United States market. The two need each other, and decoupling is not an option. They're going to have to learn to work to each other. They're going to have to make adjustments. So it's a matter of mutual dislike, but mutual necessity.
Who needs who more?
Well, that is a $64 question, Ryan, and we'll be watching this as it unfolds. I think each needs the other. One can't imagine the United States without Chinese products for the consumers in particular. As you say, we need the rare earth metals for the advanced technology. China so the two economies are intertwined. They have been for decades. There's no way in which they could be totally separated and decoupled, no matter what Donald Trump would like to do.
Stephen, the other thing we've had happen overnight is it's the 8th rate cut from the European Central Bank, interest rate cut. They're down to 2% now. The reason is the Eurozone's got a problem with growth. Part of that is because of the trade war. Germany is obviously the biggest economy in Europe, and they've been struggling, the only G7 country in the last 2 years to not grow. And so we've had Merz over at the White House in the Oval Office with Trump. No doubt that the trade war would have been top of the agenda for him.
Yes, I'm tempted to say there's three topics going to be canvassed by the two leaders: tariffs, tariffs, and tariffs. Of course, the Ukraine war, the war in the Middle East, other issues. But certainly for Germany, the United States is its #1 trade partner. There's a huge surplus that Germany has over the United States. Trump is going to try to reduce that trade surplus and balance. So that's going to be a very tough talk for Merz because, of course, the European Union sets the tariffs and the general policy, and Merz doesn't have the authority to change European Union policy.
This travel ban, he obviously did a similar thing back in 2017, the first time round. This time round, it's the Congo, it's Afghanistan, it's Myanmar, a whole bunch of countries. What is going on here? How significant is it?
Most of the countries are pretty problematic in the sense that they have conflict, poor human rights, there is terrorism, there is disease, there's various kinds of problems. There are countries that the United States, particularly the Trump administration, would not like to associate with. If that travel ban is expanded to countries, say, in Western Europe or Latin America, I think this would be increasingly important. But at the moment, it will not have a great impact on the U.S. economy. It will probably play well with Trump's base to keep out countries that are non-white, for example, that are Muslim, for example, and therefore, from Trump's point of view, this looks like a winning policy.
All right, Stephen, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for your analysis this morning. Really appreciate it. Stephen Hoadley, political scientist. Time is 7:21 here on Herald Now. And we will get to Jamie Beaton from Crimson Education in just a second, because the other thing that Trump's done is stop foreign students from going to Harvard for at least 6 months, and that will affect Kiwis. So we'll talk to him in just a second. The other little tidbit from overnight, slightly overshadowing this meeting with the German Chancellor, was comment finally from Donald Trump on the bromance, or the end of the bromance, with Elon Musk. Take a look.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
So Elon tweeted in response, quote, whatever, and then said Trump would never have been elected president if it wasn't for him. So there you go. Right, let's go to the Trump ban.